Leon, the Manchester United fan, he does make a good point. He says, just wanting to say that Mainoo must get a cap ASAP. We must not lose him to Ghana. Of course, he is eligible to play for Ghana as well. And I would absolutely, wholeheartedly agree with that, Leon. I wouldn't agree with Simon, the Villa fan from Redditch, who says Harry Kane is a bottle job. Get Super Ollie Watkins up top for England for the Euros. Why does Harry Kane get so much stick, do you think, Cass?
Well, it isn't for his footballing ability. Yeah. I mean, he conducts himself brilliantly.
Absolutely.
Harry's never on the front pages of any newspaper. He's a real family guy that's done brilliantly well. He speaks well. He's so professional in his career. He's a fantastic goal scorer. Everywhere he's played since being a kid, really, he's done an amazing job to become a better footballer. There'll be loads of people who've watched Harry, whether when he was on loan at Norwich. I remember watching him when he was on loan at Millwall, and watched him grow from that player. If someone had said to me when I watched him, that lad's one day going to be England's all-time goal scorer, there's no chance. But he's developed, and for his energy and drive, he's become a fantastic striker. Everything that's happened at Bayern is nothing to do with Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Nothing.
He is the model professional. There's no doubt about that.
Do you know the answer, Jeff, to all of this? You put him on the market tomorrow, see how many clubs will go in for him again.
Everyone
that could have
that is for sure. Let's focus on the title race. Arsenal romped to a fifth consecutive victory. 21 goals they've scored in that time. They conceded just 2. Peter the Gooner called the final word with Majestic and Alan Pardew and suggested that Arsenal's form isn't being respected enough.
No one seems to be talking about Arsenal for the title, and it's like, I know we're talking about the number 9, all the goals we knocked in, but it's all about Liverpool and Man City still. But no one seems to be talking, are we real title contenders?
Not happy that people aren't talking about it as title contenders. I'll tell you what. I can't see that at all, don't agree at all, because there's so many people in the media who are ex-Arsenal, Ian Wright, Thierry Henry, Alan Smith, Lee Dixon, Martin Keown, Ray Parlour, Perry Groves. There are plenty of people out there in the media who are talking about Arsenal as potential title winners. Cass, do you see them being potential winners?
Jeff, the one question to me is, are you a better team than last year? I'd say Arsenal clearly are. There's a lot more about them. I found it really interesting now. The role of Trossard has been evolved into finding his way into the team. And by the way, he's a good finisher, Trossard. You just watch him play, you can see there's a finisher in there. And Arteta's just tweaked the team slightly. They've had some great results. But crunch time is always when the big games come. And how they do when they play Man City away. They go there, how do they perform? Can they nick 3 points? Arsenal are in with a shout, of course you are. If it's in your hands, which it can still be in Arsenal's hands, if it's in your hands, of course you've got a chance of winning it.
Yeah, and they are bang on the premises. At the moment, there's no doubt about that. I think they get a good shout in the media, no doubt about that either. We want to hear your views, though. 03717223344 is the number to call. You can also send us a voice note on WhatsApp these days, same number, 03717223344. And just hold down that microphone button to get in touch now. Shebahn is back with us.
Good morning. You've been talking about strikers, which leads us nicely to talk about this man.
Jota's done brilliantly against Reguilon, and he's headed the clearance on towards Núñez, and Núñez tries to chip the goalkeeper and elegantly finishes over the top of Flecken, runs away in celebration after finishing off a brilliant Liverpool counter-attack.
That was Darwin Nunez making it 1-0 against Brentford at the weekend for Liverpool. So far this season, he's now got 9 goals, 7 assists in the Premier League. But Michael Owen took to X, also known as Twitter, and he said that finish from Darwin Nunez yesterday was insane. I can't stop watching it, and I can't begin to explain how difficult a skill that is. He goes on to say, it's a 1 in 10, 2 in 10 finish at best. Learning to slot, dink or go round the goalkeeper is far more productive way to score and will increase his chances to 4 or 5 in 10, thus massively increasing his return. He then said, I'm really not trying to rain on his parade. It was a great goal, pure class, but I'd rather see it when Liverpool are 3-0 up and not 0-0. So a bit of constructive criticism, backhanded compliment all the same there from Michael Owen towards Núñez. As a striker, Cass, what is it that makes you a natural finisher? Is that something you can really work on, and is he getting there?
I wasn't one. I definitely wasn't one. I played with some great strikers who were. I'd put John Aldridge in there. I put Clive Allen. Clive Allen was an extraordinary finisher. You never wanted to do training alongside Clive Allen, by the way, because the finishing sessions, he was phenomenal. I played certainly with Teddy Sheringham. Teddy was Teddy would have done what Núñez done, by the way. He'd have done that little dink if he had to. I wouldn't go along with Michael. That shows why he's not an ultimate finisher. I think he has to be more clinical. What I would say, that goal showed a lot of confidence of his recent form. I've always felt if Liverpool got a chance of winning that title, Núñez has to be clinical because he's got so much. He covers every blade of grass. He just causes havoc in defences. If he adds goals to that Liverpool forward line, then absolutely they got a chance.
Jeff, do you think Michael's got a point with this message?
He is raining on Núñez's parade. How can you criticise a man who's just scored a goal like that? Yeah, he hasn't been clinical this season for Liverpool, but he is a proper handful. It's a great finish. By the way, I didn't think it was quite as extraordinary as everybody else thought because the keeper is in no man's land. There are a lot of strikers who would have done just what Núñez did and chipped him. You can't criticise him for what was a perfect finish.
Also,
it's a great answer that by Jeff, because you know what? Goalkeepers can make you make a decision. And I've been in that position where the goalkeeper's done a brilliant job. You've chose to make the decision the goalkeeper's trying to force you to do. I remember, a certain miss I had against Neville Southall, and he made my mind up for me, which he deliberately done as a goalkeeper. But the ultimate finishers do finish more simply. They do. They will just slide it down the sides of goalkeepers as they come out. But I agree with Jeff that keepers made it a bit easier for him because he's going down as he comes out.
Do you think that's maybe what Liverpool fans like about Darwin Nunez, is unpredictability, or is that something when you're in a title race that just he has to finish every single time?
I think what they like about him is that he gives everything. Yeah. He absolutely gives everything. And I like him a lot, It's not just down to the goals he scores. It's the overall contribution to the team. And he's just been absolutely fantastic, I think.
Do you know what? One of my first manager, Keith Peacock, who was at Gillingham with me, said to me something one day. He said, if you're having a bad game, have a stinker. And I used to think, what do you mean by that? And he said, never stop wanting that ball, because fans will always be behind you if you always keep trying and win. And that's what Núñez does. He always wants it. He always will try things in games and it don't come off. But the fans will love it that you're trying your socks off for the team.
Yeah, I mean, and he's, he and Liverpool are having a fantastic season, aren't they? I would just say here as well, I can't have this at all. Text, how can you say Mainoo is too young and hasn't played enough when Jude Bellingham was 17 when he made his debut for England? Or are you only saying it because he's a Man United player? Don't be a soft lad. Seriously, Jude Bellingham played, nearly 50 games for Birmingham City, and then he got his move to Borussia Dortmund. It's a completely different case. Kobbie Mainoo, one for the future, 11 Premier League starts. It's not my opinion. I'm just telling you that Gareth Southgate is going to say, not enough at the moment, If you don't agree, let me know. 03717 223344. Even better, if you do agree, let me know.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.